This is Seabrook, windswept, nostalgic, and quietly charming, where white cottages and winding streets rise from the coastal forest above the restless Pacific. 3 hours or so from Seattle, and roughly the same from Portland. There is a small town on the Washington coast that feels, at first glance, as though it has been here forever. The cottages are tidy. The streets are quiet. There are porches, picket fences, little parks, bicycles leaning against houses, and signs pointing you toward the ocean. It looks like a town you might remember from childhood. Except there is one small problem with that memory. Seabrook was founded in 2004. So this isn't an old coastal town that survived generations of storms, recessions, bad decisions, and questionable architecture. It was planned, very deliberately. And that is probably the first thing you notice when you walk through Seabrook. Everything seems to be exactly where it is supposed to be. We started our walk near the ocean, where you can already see the Pacific in the distance. The ocean is always there in Seabrook, sometimes right in front of you, sometimes just beyond the houses and trees, and somehow that changes the way the whole town feels. You don't have to walk far to find it. You don't have to get in your car. You don't really have to do much of anything, and that's the idea. Seabrook was designed around something called New Urbanism, essentially. The idea that towns should be built for people rather than just for cars. The founders, Casey and Laura Roloff, were inspired by Seaside, Florida, another planned coastal community. And you can see that influence here. The streets are narrow and walkable. The houses are close together, parks, and gathering places are scattered throughout the neighborhoods. The shops and restaurants are clustered around the center of town. And from many of the streets, the Pacific is waiting somewhere at the end of the view. The official idea is simple. You should be able to walk to almost everything you need. And as we slowly make our way along Seabrook Avenue, you can see that idea working. There is no particular hurry. That's one of the strange pleasures of a place like this. You can walk slowly, really slowly, and nobody seems to mind. In fact, Seabrook almost encourages it. There are more than 30 parks and green spaces throughout the community, along with trails, playgrounds, fire pits, sports courts, pools, and paths connecting the different neighborhoods. And then there are the houses. Hundreds of them now. Some are small enough for a couple escaping for a few days. Others are large vacation homes designed for families and groups. More than 600 homes are now part of the community, spread across a dozen small neighborhoods, according to Seabrook. And this is where Seabrook gets interesting. Because depending on who you ask, this is either exactly what a modern beach town should be, or it's a little too perfect. Some people compare it to places like Martha's Vineyard or Nantucket. Others have described it as something like Suncadia transported from the mountains to the beach. And then there are the less flattering comparisons. The Truman Show. Stepford, a movie set pretending to be a town. You hear those opinions often enough that you start looking for it. And honestly, I can see what they mean. There is something slightly surreal about walking through a place where almost every building looks like it belongs in the same story. The houses are different, but they speak the same architectural language. The streets are clean. The landscaping is carefully maintained. The town feels safe, quiet, and organized. Almost suspiciously organized. But after walking here for a while, I think there is another way to look at it. Maybe it isn't trying to pretend to be an old town. Maybe it's trying to recreate something we don't build very often anymore. A place where the grocery store, the coffee shop, the restaurant, the park and the beach are all close enough that you can simply walk. Eventually, we reach the town hall, and this is another moment when Seabrook feels less like a housing development and more like an actual little town. There is a central gathering place. There are events. There are parks. There are places designed not simply to pass through, but to stop. That's really what new urbanism is trying to accomplish. Not just making things look quaint, but making people interact with the place around them. And when you slow down, you begin to notice the details. A porch, a bicycle, a little garden, a path disappearing between houses, a park tucked into a corner. And I have to admit, there is something nice about being able to leave the car behind. You can walk out of your house, wander down the street, stop for coffee, browse a shop, grab something to eat, and keep going. No parking lot, no traffic, no GPS telling you that you're 7 minutes away from the place you are already looking at. Just walk. That's probably why Seabrook works particularly well as a weekend destination. You can arrive, park the car, and mostly forget about it. There is a full-service grocery store here, along with restaurants and cafes, so you don't necessarily have to plan every meal before you arrive. And if you want to do more than walk, there are plenty of options. There are hiking and mountain biking trails, pickleball and tennis, playgrounds, outdoor games, pools, beach activities, and plenty of opportunities simply to sit somewhere and do absolutely nothing. Which, frankly, is sometimes the most important vacation activity. The official Seabrook list of things to do now includes everything from beachcombing and surfing to biking, fishing, wine tasting, candle making, stargazing, and even storm watching. And Seabrook is still growing. That might be one of the most interesting things about it. When you look around, you aren't looking at a finished historical town. You're watching a town being built in real time. New neighborhoods are appearing. The town centre is expanding. More shops and restaurants are arriving. The Sunset District is part of that continuing expansion, adding new spaces right in the heart of town. Which brings us back to that strange question, is Seabrook a real town? Well, technically yes. But it's also a vacation destination, a real estate development, a resort, a community, a collection of vacation homes, and, increasingly, a place where people actually live. Maybe that's why people have such different opinions about it. If you're looking for an old Washington coastal town with weathered buildings, decades of history, and a slightly rougher edge, Seabrook probably isn't going to give you that. There are other places along the coast that do it better. But if what you're looking for is a place where you can rent a beautiful house, walk to breakfast, spend the afternoon on the beach, browse a few shops, have dinner, take a bike ride, and never really need your car, well, that's exactly what Seabrook was designed to do. And I think that's the best way to experience it. Don't rush through it. Don't treat it like a checklist. Just walk. That's what we're doing today. From the oceanfront, through the quiet streets, past the parks and houses, through the town centre and toward the heart of Seabrook, and eventually back toward the ocean. Because for all the planning, all the architecture, all the shops and amenities, the ocean is still the reason we're here. And maybe that's what keeps the whole thing grounded. You can design the streets. You can design the houses. You can design the parks. You can design the perfect little vacation town. But you can't design the Pacific. You just have to stand there and take it as it comes. And then there's the beach. Because ultimately, that's why most of us drive 3 hours to the coast. Not for the architecture, not for the shopping, not for the carefully designed parks, the beach. The Washington coast has never been famous for being warm and predictable. This isn't Southern California. The sky can change its mind 5 times before lunch. The wind can arrive without warning. The water is cold. And the beach can look completely different depending on the season. But that's part of the attraction. On a quiet day, The Pacific gives you that enormous feeling of space that cities simply can't provide. And Seabrook sits right above it. From the oceanfront neighborhoods, there are paths and stairs leading down toward the sand, while the higher parts of town give you glimpses of the water between the trees and houses. So for now, we'll stop talking. We'll let the jazz play. And we'll let you take the rest of the walk with us. Take your time. Look around. Listen to the wind. And maybe imagine what it would be like to wake up here on a grey Washington morning, walk out the door with a coffee, and find the Pacific waiting at the end of the street. If you enjoyed walking through Seabrook with us, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll keep exploring places like this, one town, one road, and one long walk at a time. And we'll see you on the next one.